What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Aqua King Man, hitting you up with a game review. That's right, a game review. I recently purchased Returnal for the PlayStation 5, and I've been playing it non-stop for the past 2 days, with a little bit of Call of Duty in between, just because my friends, they're really persuasive when it comes down to Call of Duty. And, you know, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. But this is a review so far on Returnal. I have not beat the game yet. So this is a review in progress, you would have to say. But let's get the show on the road. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Aqua King Man.
No way! Victory Royale! Ooh, look at a break card!
Behind me, you see an amazing piece of work.
There you go, Dave. We will.
Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so you know when I'm going live, because I stream all the time on this channel, because I quit Twitch a while ago, so I do all my streaming on this channel. So, yeah, that's what. And also, hit a like or dislike. I don't care. Something to keep the algorithm rolling. So let's get on to it. So recently, on a whim, been seeing a lot of reviews and postings of Returnal and how it is the epitome of next-gen gaming. And I was like, okay, let's give it a try. Let's return to Returnal, which is its own brand new genre, I'd have to say. Many people have said that they can compare it to Control, which I own, but I haven't played because it was one of the free games of the month. So I haven't played Control yet, but I guess they were saying it plays kind of like Control on a third-person aspect, and, you know, the way the character kind of moves. And, you know, I don't know. I haven't played it. But the best description I can come up with as a gamer from playing games from the past to now, this is legit, like, the best thing I can describe it as, Super Metroid Prime. Now you're thinking to yourself, okay, that doesn't make any sense. It does, because you land on a planet in this game, or your ship crashes on this planet, and you just gotta survive. So I'm already halfway. I got to the second biome. It's getting really difficult. First biome was difficult to begin with, and then I figured it out. I'm sure it's just a learning curve on this as well. On the second biome, I know some tricks and tips, but so far I'm on the second biome, and the worst thing that could happen is just dying on the second biome. But the best part is you can get back to it. You just got to spend an hour prepping yourself, pretty much. Or I wouldn't say an hour, I'd say a half hour prepping yourself for that biome itself. So a lot of people already know you cannot save the game in this game. There is no save point per se. There technically is, but there isn't. So you beat a boss. You get an item to kind of go to a new area. I'm trying to think of any game other than Super Metroid that it reminds me of where you get a special perk to get to somewhere else. I know there's like going to be a grappling hook that I would be able to get, or something sort of like that, because there's these little light beams, and there's places that are just up that I cannot get to. So I haven't got that yet. I know you can go in the water. I haven't got anything for that yet, but I did notice that there's pools of water with things in it, and I'm like, well, that would be nice to go in there. I jump in there and I, you know, immediately die or get injured. So water's a no-go, even though you're wearing a suit. Doesn't make sense. Space games are weird. So anyways, back to I know I'm rambling. I'm rambling. Anyways, so you're on this planet, and the controller's going because it's raining, and you know, you crawl out of your ship after reading some of the logs, and you're just like, okay, I have no bloody idea what's going on. So you go, and the world is procedurally generated. Best way I could describe procedurally generated is anybody that's played Dead by Daylight. That's kind of the thing that's what's going on in this game, but it kind of does it in like sections. So you'll go into one area that kind of looks familiar, which probably is, but it's connected to an area that it wasn't connected to before. There's benefits and I guess you would say disadvantages to this as well. For one instance, I died. I came back. I couldn't get back to my ship because there was a drop off, and I couldn't jump up there. And you need the special tool to get back up to your ship. So that run was a bad run just because you pretty much dropped off. You can't go back to your ship to heal. That's one thing. You can go to your ship to go to sleep and heal a little bit of your health, not total health. That's one of the aspects of the game. And then another aspect I would have to say that I ran into that was just like a total bummer is you don't know what you're getting thrown into. You start off with a pistol every time you die. So you don't know what you're going to run yourself into. So you might run out there and there's like 3 guys. And okay, easy. Shoot them down, get all the loot, and then keep going. One time I loaded into just chaos. It was just mind-boggling how crazy it was and just insane, like the lights and the colors. If you were sensitive to seizures, probably not the greatest game for you. I would stay clear of this game because there's, blue and reds kind of like shooting at you left and right, and they're just coming at you like, like all, never mind. Anyways, so with that being said, you're running in. Main character is just kind of a main character. She's she's cool, whatever. And you run into yourself in the game, but dead self. And they have little kind of like things that you pick up the radio and it's like, oh, I've been here before, and plays the radio. And sometimes she'll say, oh, I don't remember doing that. But so she runs into herself a lot, depending on where you are in the game, and obviously not alive. And then you run into her house. Now this is where obviously I just started, so this might be a spoiler. So skip a little bit ahead if you want to. But I think this is all in her mind. I really think this is like. The best way to describe it is the Killer song where there's aliens. And it's in my mind, that song, I sang it. Maybe I'll link it. But basically, I think this is all in her mind. Based on what I've seen so far in the house. Because strewed across her house are pills. No astronaut would have pills. What else would we have to say? It's just there's letters of rejection from this company that she's a part of, Planewise. Also, I think she might have had a kid and she lost the kid because there's little toys sometimes that kind of like sneak their way through. But yeah, so it's really weird, unless it's just memories of her being a kid. But she also talks about her mother, who was an astronaut. So that might be where it's kind of transitioning to, is that her mother was an astronaut, she wanted to be an astronaut, and she couldn't be an astronaut because she was mentally ill or something wrong with her head. So honestly, it could all be in her mind. And the creatures are all kind of like the same, except for like the people that died out there that lived there. A lot of these creatures have like octopi, like tentacles coming off them, and it kind of reminds me of like synapses. Maybe those are her brain synapses exploding because she's dying, and you're actually in her mind. So that is my theory on this game so far. Is like she's in her own mind and her brain is dying, and it's she's basically blowing up her own synapses by taking pills. I don't know. That's just a theory that I'm throwing out there. It's not it's not really important if you like this kind of game. Now with the gameplay, it's apparently roguelike. Now what that means is that you start off and you do a run, and if you die, you die. You go back to the beginning. And I think I've already talked about this, but you don't get to keep anything that you unlock. Now, with weapons, you keep the perks that you worked on towards unlocking. Like, let's just say, for instance, the alt fire or the gun has like anti-armor perk on there. I don't know if that's a great example, but you have to shoot the gun enough, kill enough creatures to unlock that, and that permanently unlocks that, so that's good. And then there are purple items across the map they could be good or could be bad, like the parasites. Let's go over the parasites real quick. Now, parasites, you find them on the ground. They don't attach to you unless you want to. And one of them is kind of like, hey, boost your integrity 100% or 50%, but take more damage. So there's always a pro and a con when it comes to items in this game. There are items that you can find, though, that do not affect that. So you can actually find these items and it won't affect you. Now, some of the items are malignant, so they're infected with something, and so you might get one that says collect more gems or oblites. Oblites is the currency of the game. Oblites might fall on the ground and stay on the ground 3.5 seconds longer because this game wants you to get close to enemies and to get the oblites in time. But you might pick it up and it says high chance of suit damage. So one of the worst things that could happen is if you get like suit damage that reduces the time you burst forward, and you're just dead. Or you burst forward. Or the worst one I found was if you pick up an item, you get damaged. That is the worst thing that could happen, and you have to do certain tasks like melee 6 enemies, and it could be a difficult task if the enemies are like 10 feet in the air and you can't get them because they're 10 feet in the air, and so you're kind of just screwing yourself over. But with that being said, so far, if I were to buy this again, I probably would, but I might want to hold off just a little bit, because it seems, I mean, what they have so far is really good, but it's definitely, I mean, this is my own personal opinion, that pricing of gaming has gone way out the roof. This should be a $40 game all day. Pick it up for $40. If you see this like anywhere on like eBay or something and it's $40, pick it up. It's one of those games that you'd be like, okay, I could play. From what I heard, also the game's only like about 8 to 10 hours long. I'm gonna say bull. If you're really bad like me, you are just gonna be spending a lot more time than 8 to 10 hours to get this done. But from what I hear, it's 8 to 10 hours to beat the game. Now, that's also difficult too because there's no saves. So you just have to be patient with this game. You have to beat the bosses so you can unlock the next realm over, because that's important, is beat the bosses so you can move on to the next boss. So, with that being said, that is my review of Returnal. If you want to hear more or watch any more of my content, please do. Usually live, and I'm probably live right now. And if you have any questions, leave your comments down below, and I'll try to answer them. And I hope you guys have a good one. Thank you.